I'm now officially only going to focus on adding to my town layout, and so anything that's out of minifig proportions or unrealistic, that sort of thing, I'm not going to be building anymore, and I'm going to be taking apart the last of the models that fit into that kind of category. So yeah, I'm just going to show these models. Hopefully this won't take too long. So we'll start with this one. This is a car that I made a really long time ago, a few years, 3 or 4 years ago. And it's supposed to be a sports car, rally car, something like that. And it's pretty blocky looking, not too great aesthetically. Has some basic functions like opening doors, that sort of thing. Not all too great interior, and these things come off really easily. And I think this opens up. Yeah. And there's the engine in there. And here's the back windshield coming off. My old design's not that stable. And not quite sure why this is here. Since the engine's in the back, not much point having an intake there. But anyway, that's that. Next one is this. This was made around the same time, I think. It's supposed to be some kind of SUV carrying some motorcycle in the back trailer. I don't know, maybe going off-roading or something. I'll separate these and do them slightly separately. So, oh yeah, these come off easily. So yeah, it's basically just a really pimped out off-roader. Actually, there's a minifig in there, even though this is way out of scale. But yeah, it's really wide, and I use these really big balloon tires that came with some of those old Mars mission sets. So that's the truck. And in the trailer, I really like the way that the trailer turned out. I like the curves in the back and in the front here. And also this comes down, I think, yeah, to let the motorcycle down. And if I remove this chain, I can take this out. You can see that there's a rubber band in here. So this back wheel's supposed to have suspension, but the rubber band's kind of old. So I don't know how well this works. I think I replaced it recently though. Yeah, it still works pretty well. But again, lacking on the aesthetics. Pretty ugly. So, oh well. Move these. This is actually a really recent model. I really just wanted to make one last wind-up dragster. So this actually has this old wind-up engines in there. And if I wind this up, get that nice action there. And I don't know, I guess I just tried to have fun with this build. This opens up, and there's a little Ferrari driver in there. And put a little rocket twist on the back. And I definitely remember really liking the way that the spoiler turned out, using these arch pieces and changing the angle of them to get that really interesting shape. Next, I have some kind of street vendor thing. Really pretty ugly. It's all the same color though. I don't know, I guess he's selling hats or something. I'm not really quite sure. There used to be a window up here, but I took it out because I needed it for something else. Used to be in my town, but I took it out recently. It looks pretty bad, so took it out. and I do not really want to take this apart. It's, I don't know, it's really quite, it's probably one of the most awesome things I made back in the day. It's a tank. It's really fat looking. It's pretty ugly actually, but it's pretty cool. It has some cool features to it. I really like the way that this turned out, but it's just been sitting on my shelf collecting dust, and has some pretty nice pieces which I could be using. It doesn't really match any city themes, so just gotta take this apart too. This thing opens up in here, and there's that guy in there, and there's like a little lab thing in there, and the turret at the top rotates like this, and it can also slide left and right, or back and forth, and the back opens up like that. There's little guys in there. So this one is actually on minifig scale, but once again, too audacious to put in my town. I think this I really just made with some spare parts. Experimented with a twisting suspension design. So if I have something that can make a bump like this, and I have this thing go over the bump, it'll just go like that. It'll just twist. So yeah, I guess really just a thing to use up some spare parts. I really have no idea when or why I made this. It looks stupid. It is stupid. Oh, I like this little exhaust thing in the back. That's pretty funny. Yeah, and I actually used, I used funny pieces for the wheels. Actually, these aren't even wheels that the tire goes on. It's just a round piece which happened to fit, and I just used those as the wheels, I guess. Not quite sure what this is. I think it's just a rotating turret with those spring-loaded launchers. Oh yes, I remember this. So this was back when I really liked power miners, and I made this crazy mining vehicle. It's I don't know, it's pretty interesting looking. You have these tiny little black wheels for the actual car, and you have these huge tooth drilling wheels, and these are actually attached to the axle of, you can't really see it very well, but there's a rubber band in there attached to this axle, and that comes up here to turn these. It's kind of slow, but if I drive this, let's see. Oh yeah, so when you drive it, those turn, and the rest of it's pretty funky looking. And there's the guy in there. So this thing's actually huge compared to the minifigs. Let's see. Next, I have another tank, except this one's quite strange looking. Here it is. Really just design experimentation again. And I don't know, it has these street sweeper pieces on. I don't know, I guess it may look menacing or something. Maybe it'll spike somebody. I have no idea. And has this flame-throwing turret up here. Interesting tracks. And I think this opens up, and there's a little guy who just barely fits in there. I don't know, radio equipment or something. I'm gonna speed things up here. I really like this. I'm gonna regret taking this apart. really just a spaceship thing. This opens up and slides back. This one looks pretty good compared to some of the other ones. This I made a very long time ago. Basically just a huge helicopter. This is pretty fun to make. This thing spins. And yeah, I guess it's supposed to be some kind of military helicopter or something. I don't know, there's some guns here. Rotating turret, dual cockpit, and yeah, there's some guys in here too. Running out of room to put these. Really not quite sure what this is. I think it's some kind of futuristic prop-powered vehicle. I really have no idea. I think, yeah, these go up, and these go like that. And this is supposed to be like flight mode or something. And these turn. This is another tank. I don't know, I guess I really like making tanks. And I put this with the newer Mars mission stuff. It has the same color scheme, orange and white. But it's, I don't know, it's a little bit funny looking, and I can't really have something like this in my town. Not quite sure what it would be doing there. So this is going to go as well. Let's see. Once again, more Mars mission stuff. This one actually has a platform to hold it, although I don't think it falls over. I'll just go ahead and remove this. So actually it's supposed to be held down here, and I have one of these. So it's supposed to be like a trigger. Not quite sure how I held this, but kind of like that. And you would pull that to launch that. And I made a little bubble. But, you know, the Martians can't sit on anything. So he just kind of lazes around in there. Only a few things left. This is some kind of hover vehicle. Not quite sure what it is really. Borrowed some pieces from it a while back. Now there's a light brick in there. And it's running out of battery. Barely even works now. It's activated by pressing on this. And very last thing on my list is this submersible of some sort. Has a little propeller here, navigation lights and such, and adjustable props back here, which can also come out like that for steering. And that came off. Once again, not very much stable design in some of my older models. And yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm gonna have to take all these puppies apart, and they'll be good. I'll have a new wave of pieces. And thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment, subscribe, and thank you.